On Monday, April 13th, US President Donald Trump issued a stark warning that any Iranian attack boats approaching a newly ordered naval blockade around Iran's ports will be immediately eliminated. His statement came via social media, where he claimed that most of Iran's navy had already been destroyed, leaving only a handful of fast attack vessels. The US military had announced that the blockade would begin at 7:30 p.m. local time, targeting all ships attempting to enter or leave Iranian harbors. However, as the deadline passed, there were no visible signs that the blockade had been enforced, and no interceptions were reported. This move follows a failed diplomatic effort in Islamabad, where a US delegation led by Vice President JD Vance met with Iranian officials to end the conflict. Just days earlier, on April 8th, both sides had agreed to a 2-week ceasefire to allow negotiations. Mediators, including Pakistan and Qatar, are still urging both nations to honor that truce. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif stated that the ceasefire remains in place and that efforts are ongoing to resolve key issues. Meanwhile, international concern is growing. The head of the International Maritime Organization warned that no nation has the right to restrict freedom of navigation through vital international waterways. Qatar has also called on both sides to avoid using major shipping routes as leverage and to continue diplomatic engagement. Analysts suggest the blockade may be aimed at cutting off Iran's export revenues, particularly by pressuring major oil buyers like China to push Tehran towards a deal. The US Central Command clarified that while Iranian ports are targeted, ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz to non-Iranian destinations would not be affected. Still, experts warn that such a blockade could effectively signal a return to open conflict. Iran has strongly condemned the move, calling it an act of piracy. Its military warned that if its ports are threatened, no port in the Persian Gulf or Arabian Sea would remain safe. China has also criticized the plan, emphasizing the global importance of maintaining stability and free navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. Among US allies, reactions have been mixed. Spain's defense minister called the blockade senseless, while UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer confirmed Britain would not participate. French President Emmanuel Macron announced plans for a potential multinational mission to secure the strait, but stressed it would be strictly defensive. Beyond the naval tensions, disagreements over Iran's nuclear program continue to stall negotiations. Iran insists its program is civilian, while the US remains unconvinced. Russia has offered to store Iran's enriched uranium as part of a possible deal, but that proposal has yet to move forward. Meanwhile, Russia has begun pulling personnel from Iran's Bushehr nuclear facility, where repeated strikes have occurred during the conflict. As diplomatic efforts continue, the situation remains fragile, with the risk of escalation looming over one of the world's most critical energy corridors.